Do a handshake. Hey, it's your boy Worthy, the Surf Ninja 219. I got my son Samaj with me, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bass.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I'm looking forward to this one. We got my man Worthy, the Surf Ninja, founder and creator of Black Pro Shops,
Yes, sir.
jumping off the porch with us today. What's up, bro?
Man, nothing much, man. I'm cooling, you know what I'm saying? Just being myself, Worthy.
Yes, sir. Come on, man. That's all we can be, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's a beautiful thing when you can, wake up every day and be yourself, and then also while being yourself, strive to be a better version of yourself on the daily.
That might be the most beautiful thing, just the waking up part.
Yeah. Nah, absolutely. For sure.
How are you before we get started, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling great, bro. I ain't got no complaints, man. You know, God is good. I woke up on the right side of the bed, and it's just another great day to, be creative and hopefully, do something to be able to change some lives in one way or another.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. So, I appreciate that. But yeah, bro, I'm a huge supporter of you and your brand. Black Pro Shops, is bigger than catching fish. Talk to me about developing that brand and how did that idea come to you?
Developing the brand it seemed to be something that's come natural. It started about 7 years ago. 7 may be the number of the day. My daughter had a class project, something to do with racial situations, and one of the parents was chosen, and she reached out to me. I was this wannabe rapper at this moment, and I created a song called Legalize Being Black. But in fact, all rappers, we mostly get in this game, because we like the art, but we want to make money. I'm like, damn, I don't know how to make no money off of this song. So I started making clothes, the product, which would push the music. 7 years later, I'm not even a rapper per se, but with this brand, this is something that people see and they're very familiar with. So I'd have to give all honor to my daughter when it comes to that. She's an inspiration as far as the slogan being legalized, being black, and the whole Black Pro Shop brand. 7 years in, we just finally starting to get a lot of traction, a lot of visibility. Even with that saying, I know you love us. I gifted you something if you don't mind me giving it to you at the moment.
No, for sure.
I'm not gonna bring it down there, but because I got all the chains and stuff. So
Yes,
these
sir.
are some of our fan favorites, our custom
Okay.
Legalize Being Black jackets. They run about $125. I'm willing and dealing because it's more about the message than the money. Purpose, not paper. So feel free to check me out. But again, Spitty has been one of my big supporters. So I've had other brands and I've kind of put them on the back burner because they're not as significant as this. I had another brand for a while. It was called Bees Are Weird. I got my son in, so I'm gonna watch what I say. But it was more an expression of just people being weird in general. But I found that it would bother people when it comes to gender, because women would be more quick to say, well, when we gonna make those niggas as weird hats? But here's the point. When I'm a nigga saying legalize being black, could you imagine a pilgrim coming to you and say, hey, can I purchase one of those hats? And I'm not fully prepared to say no in a righteous way. You damn near make me wanna, go to war. But I've just dug deep in the trenches with this brand, and here we are 7 years later, bro.
Wow. And they say that it takes 10 years to make an overnight success. And I think that a lot of people, when they see somebody striving to build a brand, whether it's, you stepping into the creative field in terms of music and building yourself to be an artist, or if you're creating a clothing brand, it takes time to actually build it and to get it to that place of that success that you want. Some people come out and they may garner success earlier than others, but in reality, most of us who are building businesses, it takes years to really get it to that point of where you start reaping the benefits of all the work that you put in. Now, you said that you started out as an artist. Mm-hmm. Was it difficult for you to sort of have the reality check within yourself to say, okay, I'm about to transition from being a musician or a musical artist, and I'm gonna actually take my artistry into these garments?
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said first with the time. I think it's time, but when you view time as minutes, seconds, hours, then it does take 7 to 10 years. But once you realize that time is a frequency, it could take 7 days. If the frequency is correct, you get it done. The transition from being an artist, rapper, to a designer, stylist, I think it's easier for me once I figured out I am not that. I am just a vessel, and anything that I do is just a talent, a gift, a tool. It's my Batman utility belt. Yeah. So I just happen to be good at expressing myself artistically through music, and then it transitioned from that to clothes, because my clothes ain't nothing but me saying some shit without saying some shit. Right. I've been able to put them on clothes and wear them in places where you can't go out there and yell at shit. And this is vocal as me speaking, so I guess, am I answering your question with that? Yeah, like just the transition for anybody else. I think you putting yourself in the box, it makes it harder. Because now you just viewed as a rapper. I don't view you, you're a great journalist, but I don't view you as a journalist. I'm like, this nigga do a whole bunch of dope shit, but this is something he's standing on in the spotlight. Yeah. Can you imagine how many people could really be the change or the evolution, and they just putting themselves in a box?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I consider myself to be a Swiss Army knife. Like, it's, whatever you need, whatever's needed at this particular time, I can tap into that, whether it's, doing marketing, whether it's doing artist development, whether it's, being a system builder, not just for, a platform or for a podcast, but, for any type of business. So, no, for sure. And there are certain times where I may wear a specific hat. So for the past few years, I've been wearing, this journalist hat. But then there were other years where I was wearing the digital marketing hat. So
right. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, so I sort of look at even with what you're doing in that same sense of, okay, yeah, you may have, made a pivot into being a designer, stylist, et cetera, but that doesn't mean that at some point Worthy can't come back out with spoken word or with, a rap album or,
Well, I am. Again, I'm not in the category where I gotta just do one thing.
Right.
And the way the spirit is working, I mean, I hope it's okay that I say this to you.
Absolutely,
folks.
man.
But the way the spirit is working with me, I'm starting to learn, like, that box, that's a casket.
Yep.
That box you put yourself in, that's a casket. This even coming from Gary, so, our most famous rapper is Freddie Gibbs. Yeah. It's so oversaturated with people providing a message that's not something they truly believe in, and that's why we're not getting out. And then this game is just a game. It's about monopolizing. It ain't about delivering a message. It's about money. So leaving that was like the best thing I did. Yeah. Coming here, bumping my head. I've bumped my head about 12 times, but those are the testimonies. Now I like a grain of salt. What they say, that's how it is to me. I've worked with some people I wouldn't imagine working with, being in some rooms. But that time, that frequency, my frequency got me in there. And then it's the patience. You couldn't tell me I'd be sitting here having this conversation in this aspect, like, and saying, oh, this testimony. I would think I was gonna be a rapper, talking about some rap shit, you know what I'm saying? Or even fashion. That's not what I'm here for today.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And speaking on Gary, Indiana, I'm familiar with Gary being from Milwaukee, because it seems like everybody from Milwaukee got some family in Gary. Mm-hmm. And they two cities that are, pretty similar. What was your experience growing up in Gary?
Whew, a hell of an experience. It was definitely one of the things that let me know we live on Hillel. When Mufasa tells Simba that dark place over that side, that's Gary. Like, I mean, I'm sure that's Milwaukee and Detroit, but that's that, and it's by design. So it's only a few things you can do. You're gonna gangbang, you're gonna play sports, you're gonna rap, you're gonna create children, or you gonna work the steel mill.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with Milwaukee and how they
It's
run their business.
literally the exact same thing, bro. You're going to work in the factory.
Sound like a system design to me.
Yep.
It sounds like, but again, me leaving was the best thing I did. I hit a ceiling. In my eyes, spiritually, I hit a ceiling, and the next thing I could have done was be unalived or go to jail. I had a situation where I had some gentlemen jump me, one of my viral moments, not gonna make a big deal of it. Other situation, and you'd be like, is this what life is about? Like, it's not something bigger? So I honestly came down here with the last of my money, me and one of my children's mother, and it was just like, I can't go through no more of this failed relationships. I came down here with my last dollar, and here I am, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, at what point would you say you jumped off the porch?
I jumped off the porch in Gary, Indiana. Shout out to Cowboy K. James. That's actually my older brother, but he's an artist as well. Being in ciphers, doing grown people shit in them streets. Not a street nigga, but I'm a nigga in the streets per se. Just being amongst the other artists, talking about the legends. We got legendary groups like the Grind Family and CCA, which we did Fed Time, but they real big. Then being with the ones that's in my age group, you know what I'm saying? The Lady C's, I could name them. I'm sure they're gonna be in their feelings. But I've been off the porch, so I was kind of prepared for this. This Black Hollywood though, this is a little different.
Yeah,
I'm also say this: niggas come from where we come from, and they get out here be traumatized. They fuck around being in a box quick, cause this shit different.
Yeah.
This high voltage, just like, boy, midday Babylon. Like, what you wanna do?
Yeah. And when people think of Gary, Indiana, of course, the first person that they think of is Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5.
There's so many others, but Michael Jackson is definitely the tip of the iceberg. Like I said to you before we started, maybe the closest thing that we've seen to a righteous angel with the frequencies that he was sharing with the universe, whether it's We Are the World, Man in the Mirror, Dirty Diana talking about PDFs before we knew about it. Mike, and then again, I was going to start naming our stars. I hate to say local, but it's so many of them. I would have to like S. Jones. I don't know. You've met G.I. Jane, which introduced me to you.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's so many to name. So I would say the whole Gary, Indiana, we thriving to put ourselves in the light. But given the situation and how the system is built, you'd have to move from out of there to put yourself in a true position.
Word. And why do you feel that with having, the king of pop, one of the, if not the biggest artists ever, coming from the city, why do you feel that there hasn't been more light put on Gary and more artists coming out from that area?
All right, I'm gonna go spiritual on this one. I think places like Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, Gary, Indiana, places where it's a lot of talent is very important beyond the flesh. And it's a reason that we being oppressed or suppressed, whatever the pilgrim terminology is today, it's a reason that these things occur. These hold the true gods and goddesses that will start the Great Awakening to be a continuance of awoke. So why would I allow, you see what Michael was talking about again, you may think he's talking about dancing dirty on somebody, you do the breakdown of the breakdown, he's talking about what's going on modern day right now. First, how can I check you if I can't check me? And then after that, how can I consider you to be a friend or a brother if I can't check you? We live in you see what the Knicks did, the fans?
Oh yeah, they beating up old people out there. And
so I'm gonna get a gangster. I'm gonna get a gangster to promote drilling and killing even if they don't do that. I'm gonna get an actor, in fact. We're gonna go further than that. This is a big movie scene, movie set, the world, not just with Hollywood. So I'm gonna continue to drill, kill instead of finding something that diamond in the rough. And you gotta know, it's diamonds in the rough, just as myself, but it's so much more than me, and we don't talk about drilling, killing, stealing, fucking. We want to build. They want to destroy. I think, and they didn't even think I know, and this is when my conversations start turning weird. When you know a little bit about a little bit, like the fallen angels and shit like that, and you start saying, let's get to the source of the system. Not the judges or the court system, not your educational system, not your health system. We talking about religion or spirituality, what that was created. Why was it created? How long have they been doing it? How many times have they done it? Now, who are they doing it to? Ooh, why you continuously doing this to me? This don't make sense. I can go one further. You niggas acting like baby mamas. You love me so much, you hate me. You hate me so much, you love me. You want me gone so bad, but you want me to stay. It almost start turning into some unhuman shit. And then when I say it falling, they categories in the book, you know, the book of Ball, which people call the Bible. And we finna go into that rabbit hole, and I like to drop carrots, not gems. That book of Ball, baseball, basketball, we live in this satanic world we don't know. You know, it's pretty hard telling my 12-year-old that the statue we walking up under is not a statue of freedom, but indeed a statue of Satan. And when you talk to people that stay here and you ask them shit like that, be like, oh yeah, I knew it. So again, people like me don't know that shit. If you tell me some shit like this, then I start adjusting, and if I'm a spiritually righteous person, I might be the one to start the storm, and that's what they don't want. They want people who love money. They've taught us to idolize materialistic shit. I get it. Trauma will make you do that. But when you think, is this not what the Creator said don't do? Don't idolize materialistic things. You praying to your money. You praying to your rims. You praying to LeBron James. I've done it as well. And I think on the flip side, doing those things help you realize you'll fuck up. It's like these symbolic imagery that I got on my, you know, my skin. I know the book of Ball also says that you shouldn't do that. This imagery has given me some cheat codes to how I can speak the way I speak now. I've had like maybe 4 to 5 encounters where I know the creators came down because I was ready to surrender in a way where it's like, fuck some money, fuck being with somebody physically. It's like, I want to be a great person. I want to give back. And I shouldn't have to bust my ass to give back. I shouldn't walk out to the world and see fruit, which is free, and then monopolize. And you ask me, how can we end world hunger? Nigga, outside, it's free fruit. And it's folk that would kill you for selling that free fruit, giving it away for free. We've created everything in this world, electricity. Somebody took it and monopolized on it.
I mean, we gotta pay for water.
It don't make sense though, right? But how do we make it make sense is one of my questions. I know I ain't interviewing you, but it's like, we got all these answers, but we don't got answers on how to make it make sense. Right. You got the black podcasters, and they so pro-black that they ready to jump the race war off just like the Pilgrims. And you sending us into a burning fire, as Martin Luther King said, because what happens when it's physical, somebody gon', you know. These the things I think about, and that's why I'm no longer in that box of being a rapper, a designer. It's bigger than catching fish. Yeah. The Spirit gave me that. And you know they said Jesus was talking about fish and spreading fish.
Absolutely.
You know, Jesus. Hail Zeus, AKA Hail Spider. Yeah, that's the translation of that, man. And we don't research much. We just go with the flow. I'm here to like uproot shit, make you provoke your thoughts. That's what the smart people say, I think, which is more pilgrim terminology, more spells, rituals. You know, people go to church and say it's but we walk around the altar, fake flesh, fake blood, we drink it. What are we doing here? We've been praying to the wrong guy. I'm here to, yeah.
What sparked you to take this journey of enlightenment?
My children, I would like to say. You know, dealing with child support, and not in a I don't want to pay way. It's like, damn, this system is beating my ass. And all I'm trying to do is beat the system, not break the system. I'm trying to beat the system. And I'm 30 bands in a hole for somebody, for a child that ain't even 10 at the moment. Then I'm working, I go, you know, I'm like, fuck it, I ain't trapping no more. I go work. I remember the job, it's called it's a telemarketing, teleperformance. Everybody worked that job back home in the city. I'm sure Milwaukee probably got telemarketing shit. That's all they give us.
For sure.
I say, I'm finna stop slanging, work this job. My first full check finna come the week of Christmas. For child support and slap my ass, I get like $200 out of $1,200 check. People gonna think I'm lying. I dead ass fainted at this job. And I had to go back to being a nigga in the streets. Not a street nigga, nigga in the streets, but this is what the system, that's why I said you gotta get to the core of it. Like, why am I forced to do this? I should pay for my children regardless. But, this mean that? And the money don't even really, hold on, and it's a big ass loophole. And this ain't just with law. This is with traffic. I'm like, hold on, y'all, you take my motherfucking license for child support. And then I start doing my research, because again, we give them the authority over ourselves. You get an attorney, the public defender, when really you your counsel. We don't do the research, so you don't know that you're supposed to go in there with your own counsel in the court. We sit and see people talk about sovereign and don't understand what they saying. You think they speaking gibberish, but they really speaking that talk. You think that the motherfucker in court talking to you English, he's speaking legalese. Yeah. It's like Chinese. They got a whole literature, bro. So from child support to regular traffic to health, bro, I think that's why my name is Surf Ninja. Ain't even no think, I know. Wave rider. So I create waves and I can ride others. There's no way that I ain't just stuck in one box. Like, you know how some people really got that glow on spirituality, or they got that glow on health. Like, I ain't got a full 100% glow on it all, but it's a revolving ball. And I'm seeing it from different aspects. I'm like, these niggas, child support, what's the little nigga name? He trying to charge niggas to beat child support. But if you've been oppressed by the system, why would you keep selling people the motherfucking method to beat the system? If a motherfucker, you be a blessing, you gonna receive a blessing. In real time, if you righteous folk gonna do you right. So you leading in this way, now you showing other people, we gotta monopolize on everything. Why? I get it, the system got you feeling that way, but this is why we fucked up. When people start 2x3, 4x4 start operating in this frequency, shit be different. Shit hit different. You gonna charge your man's $500, he can't even pay his child support. He can barely keep a job. I'm telling you, I done had some shit happen to me. I sit down and run down, but it's wanting to be righteous overall, bro. Knowing I got children watching me. Yeah. I done hung out with niggas that crack your head. I done hung out with nice guys. I've been in the middle the whole time. I done had that argument with Satan on the porch. Show yourself. Motherfucker showed me and told me you can have all this shit. And I done heard about the verses in the Bible. I ain't said and read the whole shit, but I know about when he done set motherfuckers down and showed, I tell a bitch ass nigga, reveal yourself. And then he reveal himself in everything. And it hit different when you could tell a motherfucker, hey, I'm good. I know I'm finna go through some shit, but I'm good. Cause everything you to offer me, it ain't righteous.
How you get hit for $30,000 and child support though? Like how, like where did them numbers how did they even come up with those?
You was thinking about that the whole time, much 30,000. So if you don't go to court, when they summon you to court, whether you get the court sheet, it don't matter. I'm gonna be honest, I got trial start June 18th. I'm getting ready to declare war on Maryville City Court, Municipal, whatever they call themselves right now. And the reason I'm doing that is because, again, we don't take back our authority, spiritually or just physically. These people aren't who they say they are. When you say the state of Indiana, that's not a place. That's some new shit. It's Indiana State. It's not the state of Illinois. It's none of that shit. So again, it's hard to really focus because it's not just one layer they done fucked us up on. It's several layers. So now I gotta declare war on motherfuckers. I gotta take back my spiritual authority, say fuck God. I'm sorry, but fuck God. When I say shit like that, what God? That's what I mean. What God am I saying fuck? It's more than one God in this book. Genesis 1:26, the motherfucker turn and say, now let's make man in our, O-U-R, not hour as in minutes, seconds, hours. O-U-R, that's plural, right, my nigga? That means there's more than one God. So when I say fuck God, which God am I talking about? When I say fuck Jesus, his name wasn't Jesus, nigga. What type of power are you giving to somebody? You giving the woman that you cut your hand out. I like the look, bro, by the way. I'm loving the look.
Appreciate it, man.
But your loctician.
Yes, sir.
What type of person would you be? Person, by the way, in the court system ain't what you think it is. It's not a human being. It's a business. It's a corporation, a corpse. But what type of person would you be to not learn this goddess's name, but give her a nickname and call her that? Like, what type of power is she getting out? So we know or allege that this melanated prophet, which they profiting off of it, the melanated, profit why. His name was Joshua.
Right.
We're going to say Jesus, which means hell Zeus, which means hell spider, which diabolically goes to some shit and be like, this can't be by coincidence. I didn't fall into this shit by luck. We got 8 planets, supposedly. We one of the planets. But then if you find out that you live on Hallel, which is a celestial being, you ever seen Marvel movies? One of the worst movies on purpose. We start using our head, be like, man, how? They got all this money. Why would this be the worst movie? Because they don't want you to really wake the fuck up and figure out them things up top, them angels they be talking about, them not planets. They call Sirius a dog planet. They got movies like Legion where they call angels heaven's dogs. And they sit around and be like, let's see how long we can play boo-boo the fool in these fool-ass people's faces. And you have a conversation with somebody, you be vibrating, and you think it's because you standing on the carpet doing this? Motherfucker, you got what they got in them plus more. When the creator say, hey, you thought you knew, but you didn't, I only showed you a quarter of the wonders of the world, he was talking about us. He was talking about our power. And we eating bullshit, we watch bullshit, we receive bullshit, we send it out. We ain't gonna never stay woke. Freddy Krueger. It ain't hard to wake up, but staying woke, that's the issue.
Yeah.
Need a tribe. I'm looking for my classmate, my peers. That's what I'm on the search of. Fuck a deal, fuck some money, this about the moment. Motherfucking 27 years ago, the Knicks played San Antonio. I know I told you this too. And I just knew that San Antonio's finna beat them boys 4-1. But as I sit here and see this shit, these niggas is beating up people in businesses. They stomping niggas out, jumping up. Bruce Lee, where my phone? They Bruce Lee. They Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee say, be water.
Yeah.
What's the world made up of?
Water.
What's your body made up of?
Water.
In the Bible they say who control the water? Angels. Again, some shit just ain't, nigga, this ain't by coincidence. I told the spirit use me in ways that they ain't never used, motherfucker. I want to be a tool. I'm ready to scalp some shit when that spiritual war get to cracking. Somebody gave me a Constantine knife. I don't know what the fuck this, man, look. This motherfucker got all type of Hebrew writing on it. I ain't even translated it yet. But ain't shit by coincidence. When I say we in a real war and they want us to do some racial shit, be banging because it's white and black, that don't even exist. Nigerians call each other Nigerians. We should be calling each other Americans or Jerusalems or Salems or Egyptians, because we in Egypt, right? Yeah. We in modern day Egypt. Tennessee is where the 10 Commandments was found. They got a tree called the hanging tree, nigga. Do we think that they just memorialized that shit for the first slave? No, the melanated prophet that they off, nigga. You can't be hung from nails. You be nailed to a cross. He was hung from a tree, gopher wood, in Florida. Noah Ark, come on, man. This ain't about, y'all motherfuckers just happy with a little, I want it all, man. I'm clipping wings. I want my shit fried extra hard, heavy on the lemon pepper, holy sauce. Dipping that shit. Fuck these fleshly beings. These motherfuckers just a pawn. We gods and goddesses. It's time for us to wake up overall. These was just tools for us to wake up and shit and take back our authority, for real.
And the Mississippi River is the Nile River.
The Nile.
I
was going to get married on that, man.
Is Memphis over in Egypt,
yeah.
What I mean?
Weed up. This is Egypt look, you write Jerusalem on paper, you can find USA in that bitch and Salem. Egypt, when you travel from Georgia to Tennessee, going back to a crib, you know how we travel? Man, you riding past the pyramids. I know because my body vibrate and it do something else, like my nose fucked up my nose fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas jumped me back in the day. That shit ain't never been right. But when I be high elevated, my shit be popping. My shit only pop on an airplane. Or when I travel back to the crib. You niggas think I'm a goofy? I've been goofy for too long. I ain't no more goofy shit over here. Nah.
And you've been doing a lot of lives on your TikTok that have really been going up, and you've been getting a lot of engagement from that. How are people receiving when you're sharing this knowledge and this information? Because a lot of people are ignorance is bliss. And so a lot of people like to be in that sleep state and don't want to know the truth, because when you know the truth, then you have to hold yourself accountable.
Right.
And we know, accountability is like a bad word for, a lot of people. How are people receiving this information that you're sharing?
It started off, it's entertaining, never to say the less, because I be on some Doctor Strange shit when I'm doing it. Like, I'm hovering over my body watching me do it. I done had about 500 to 1K watching it one time, but I'm doing too much. I'm entertaining the flesh. When I'm spiritually yoked and I'm allowing it to use me, we got 200-300, and that's more than enough, because the Spirit told me we all can't go. Yeah. And when motherfucker told me that, I was screaming. That feminine energy that I actually have, that shit came all the way out. Because I'm like, damn, we can't all be free. But then you think like, nah, we think we free. Again, New York, look how they act. The Statue of Liberty is Satan. 7 points on the crown. He got shackles. I said they said Satan was the prettiest bitch in heaven. Yeah, so with that being said, it's like, I'm taking who want to be spiritually yoked with me. I don't need 2,000. I'm figuring that out. It might just be 20 of us. Yeah. Who knows? We may start the next Eden. Who knows? I take it how it come. Instead of worrying about it in a fleshly way, like, damn, it's only 2 people watching. That's more than enough. If it's about money, then that's when I'm worried about who watching. And I keep reminding my flesh, like, this has never been about money. Every time I've made it about moments, the purpose, then this shit just run. It run like the faucet broke. Check, I think about a bag, struggling. Like, even that, I'm broke. I'm gonna keep it a huncho. But talking about this, I'm balling. The frequency, I'm a currency. Like this shit is, I want other people to feel this enjoyment. You be waiting, you be like, why God didn't save us? You was waiting on God, and if you found out you was waiting on yourself, how would that make you feel? And then on the spiritual tip, a lot of us, this is another fucked up part, because when you get that enlightenment woke, you go through a stage where you don't want to do shit, because you like, I don't want to do nothing that's pure. But it's obvious we designed to be here for however long. So you make the best of it, especially when you start knowing this righteous, wicked ways. You can win on that stratosphere. You might want to be righteous. So I take them 2 versus them 200 niggas that just want to be entertained and they go back to sleep. I got motherfucker that I go live, they there every time. They words of encouragement, you know what I'm saying? I say words of encouragement spelled W-E-R-D-S, words everyone really don't say. They might say fuck your God, but they ain't gonna get down to the root of tutor while they say that shit. And they gonna have a lot of feelings, which I've lacked in the past, emotional intelligence, you know what I'm saying? Emotion don't get you nowhere. Yeah. That shit don't get you nowhere. But when you want to chase that knowledge, it's like, damn, I'm waiting on somebody to stop me from being a slave, but you the God. It's in you. You feel it. Your whole life, most of us talk negative of ourselves and then get mad when it occurs. But don't notice when you speak positive shit over yourself and it occur. Because you've been kind of negative through the process. And this is my spirit talking, because the flesh, as soon as I leave out this motherfucker gonna remind me I'm still in the matrix. But this shit is worth it. It's worth it. It's worth more than money could ever. If one of my children end up being the one to spark that real righteous movement, I've done my job.
Nah, absolutely. I mean, because the person that's willing to call out the bullshit, or that's willing to speak for the people who may be afraid to speak, the people who may be afraid to even put themselves out there on the front line, it's like you will get more of the scars than you will get the accolades or the, you know what I'm saying? Or it's one of those things where after the fact, people realize like, damn, that person was actually really like spitting the gospel.
No, for real. And I've started to get that from people. That's another thing that's coming to me. So you when you realize that you got people who are okay with you leading them, you have to humble yourself. I've seen a lot of, I guess, conscious spiritual leaders. I'll use Jamal Rashad. I don't know if you're familiar with him. I'm not saying he did nothing right or wrong, because it's more pilgrim terminology, but I would say the flesh and the spirit was very observant on how when you start getting these downloads, that confidence can turn to a cockiness, and you'll start using your people. And you won't necessarily even notice it. Maybe you notice it just too late. Again, money, you fleshly, you like, nah, I gotta, but the spirit gonna make your cup runneth over if you do correct by it. But you got so many again that's out here, and it seem like they mean well, but when you see they trying to pad their pockets and they not really trying to pad no spirits, it's like, fuck. Like I jumped into this conscious shit, 19 keys. I remember when his wave started, and bro, and it's not a knock on him, way right or wrong, it don't matter what he doing. I'm just appreciative of him in that platform. I remember Yaki being on his shit, Billy Carson. I met Billy Carson. Red Pill, Blue Pill. I met them. Vicky Dillard. Again, meeting these people, it's not by coincidence. So it's like, I chose myself at some point. I said, you know what? I want this. I want to be one of the ones to get the opportunity to help my people get this spiritual freedom. So the spirit is putting me in these rooms. I get in some of these rooms and I come out disappointed. I be like, damn, that ain't who I thought it was. The veil get this a big ass movie scene. The wicked is playing just like the righteous is playing. When I say the fallen, I also got to say this. It ain't just wicked falling. It's righteous. I believe Mike either was or was part of the essence of that cloth. So you got motherfuckers playing on that side and this side. So with that being said, you can be righteous. What he say, the kingdom is inside of you. I don't think that book got a lot of truth in it, but you could just use your discernment and tell what the truth is. You know it's wrong to motherfucker unalive somebody. But if motherfucker doing harm to the innocent child or woman, oh, you a hoe ass nigga. What that nigga said, you a hoe ass nigga if you don't go ahead and lay him down. I'ma lay you down, I'ma scalp your motherfucking ass. I don't care about USA and how they feel no more. Somebody gotta be the example, and there's gotta be several of them. I gotta be smart about it too.
No, for sure. You do have to, you have to be strategic with it, and it's like to a certain degree, you almost have to hold back some of the truths that you know, because you don't want to scare.
What if you don't?
You don't want to scare people away.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
good.
But when you said that it was like my brain punch. What if that's a whole nother way of oppression to make us feel like you got to hold back because you're gonna go to jail or they gonna unalive you? But what if you surrendering completely to spirit and saying, I'm only fearful of the Creator? Yeah, I'm probably pointing wrong, but I point because people, they used to that. But Creator, not God. I'm talking about the Creator that created everything that you attach to the plants, the animals. Because people think they're human beings. Just think about the word, human being. You're being a human. Didn't say human. Being a human, mankind, you kind of like a man, which tells me you more than likely some Star Wars, Star Trek shit. Rick and Morty, I'm waiting for it. But these people, they just happy with not being in chains no more. And I'm not mad at trauma, how you feeling that way. Some of us have been inspired to have that spiritual freedom, not just that physical freedom, man. And finances don't give you that.
Do you fear, do you ever fear that, you know, you're gaining traction with your brand, but then you've, you know, become more enlightened and, you know, are sharing these messages that, you know, that come to you and that come to your spirit? Do you ever have fear that could sort of slow down the trajectory of your brands that you're building and what you're trying to do in terms of, you know?
I would like the brands. I like the brands, but I'm almost 100% at fuck money, fuck all this materialistic shit. When you said the word fear, I looked down at my dad. Today is his birthday. He'd be 92. And amongst a million other things, he was in the Navy. One of the first, what is it called, Tourette, the big gun shooters. He was a silver glove boxer. There's a lot of people who don't know my background. Like, when my children get to really find out who they is, I didn't even know who I was, but Cherokee. Of course, Cherokee ain't naturally what we would call, but that's one of the last founding names. Fear, well, fuck that. If you only respect the creator, because I don't even fear the creator, but that respect, that love, that makes me not have fear for nothing else. I know who my pops was. This nigga got kicked out the Navy for knocking a motherfucker out for calling him a nigga. When you know who your peoples is and that genealogy, and then you know how you feel already, almost what you just said was like a reminder. Fuck fear. Cause this gonna be another level. This gonna take this shit enough. Fuck fear. We need to share this information. Why you got the Confederate flag? Cause bitch, this is my flag. This why. We are fearful of sharing the information because we was taught to be slaves. We was told they would cut our tongues out if we say the wrong shit, poke our eyes out if we read. This was a part of the plan. You're gonna have to do all that shit to me. And I'm hunting motherfuckers. I see myself grabbing the motherfucking angel by the wings like this, with my motherfucking foot in their back, pulling they shit off. I'm just that disappointed that my people gotta go through. If we going through what we going through because of that, boy, it's gonna be hell to pay. No pun intended. For real. I've been doing worse to my niggas, and I know people done worse, but I'm just saying, like, just a side face on some bullshit. When you think about life in that way, it's like, you don't deserve that. You got it bad just like me, bro. And I really don't know what you going through. Cause I look at my shit like it's fucked up, but it ain't as hard as it could be.
And you know, they say if a bunch of us threw our problems up in the air, I bet you know, none of us would want each other's problems.
Nope, you go right back to yours. You deal with your shit. You better believe it, man. I just got this tough skin, man. Besides my dad, my uncle was the barber for Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X. So even with Muslim, I've got Muslim people that I'm very in tune with. And they, you know, quiet as kept, they peep where I'm coming from. I feel like Farrakhan is an agent of destruction. I don't give a fuck who don't. Man, niggas ain't gonna like this shit, bro. Look, Malcolm, one of the realest. When he came back from the Hajj, you seen him. You seen it in his face. You seen it. He say, hey, I've been deceived. Them folk, colored Muslims, white Muslim, Chinese, it don't matter, because it ain't about color. When you righteous and you loving, it's different. And then I peeped the schematics too. This is how the spirit used me. I'm like, damn, he was Malcolm X the whole time. And when he come back, his name is L, I forgot it. But anyway, you know L is one of them things, a sign of being an angel. Everybody who named, either you part of that lineage or whatever. I be damned to find out my name James Nathaniel and I ain't part of that lineage and I already got these superpowers. Hey, I'm here to tell you motherfuckers, there's some X-Men and Marvel out there. This is what they don't want you to, yeah, we could walk on water. They don't want you to hear that. Because you is water. Take your authority back. I'm talking to you. My bad, bro. They need to feel this shit.
Nah, you good. Nah, I appreciate you. You know, just sharing, you know, being willing to share, and cause I thought we was just gonna be talking about clothes.
Man, fuck these clothes, man. I mean, I got t-shirts and shit, you know, black pro shops is bigger than catching fish, fuck the ops, legalize being black. What you mean when you say that? I mean, they done legalize everything, same sex, medicinal. I mean, why not legalize being black if you love us?
Yeah, no, for sure.
The motherfuckers, hey, look, when the creator showed so much love and fallen, said, I'm gonna come down and fuck on your things. That's it, that's all. Think about it. I'm the oldest kid. I done seen my mama love on them children up under me and felt the type of way. But I understand from a distance now. I mean, you know, everybody, them niggas, man, they came down and did their thing with us, bro, and it's time for us to wake up.
Right now, the country is in another situation where we're split up, or where we're at odds. You know, you see in this Carmelo Anthony murder case, he just got convicted for murder. You know what I mean, found guilty, about to do 19-year-old, about to do 35 years, you know what I mean? And he was getting jumped by these twin brothers, these white dudes who tried to jump him at his high school.
It's hard to listen to, you know, as you describing them like this, because so much stuff is playing in my head. Yeah. That's almost part 2 to Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
In fact, let me recant the Asian situation. I know you're talking about Carmelo, but these both are significant to each other. And if we don't see what's going on, we slaves. You either a slave or a slave owner. But with that being said, the Asian incident is very similar to Trayvon. The incident on Carmelo is to notify you that we got the power. We would dare you to try to show us that you have the power, but we know that you're stupid to think, and you're going to try to do it physically. You're not going to strategize and use your intelligence, which you guys are much smarter than you know. They gonna continue to do this shit, bro. This is not the last, it's not the first. It's very sad. Again, you pay for attorneys. You don't know things like, oh, if, let's say you get pulled over by this city cop and they take you to the city jail, and when you go to court, that judge worked for the city. That's against the law. Not illegal. When you say illegal, you agreeing with their policies, but when you say that's against the law and you standing on business, you coming in with your counsel, that's what they should have done. We got agents of destruction like Charleston White saying, fuck this black boy, whatever he was saying, and it was cool, and now he on their side. Nigga, you got all the power in the world, and you saying the stupidest shit still? Like, I got it at first. You slithering your way into the industry, you being hurt, but nah, bitch ass nigga, you him. You him at the 11:11. A lot of people will hang on your every verse. Then you could drop a book in the book of ball. You sat here and said this shit, even if that young man was wrong. How many times has this shit happened to us? When are we gonna stand with each other, even when we wrong, until stand in silence as we're being wrong until you know what's really going on? Yeah. I ain't with that shit, bro. We got the chimp nigga running around, another agent of destruction. I can go on and on. Like I say, the black podcasters, I really wanted you to bring up that black podcasting event. It was held at Pullman's. I went, you know,
the Black Effects Festival.
The Black Effects, and one shit black about it, but the podcast niggas that was there in the audience. I'm gonna be a huncho. You see who all sitting, running the cameras, running the equipment. You know who running the show. Beyond this, look where they had the shit at. This how the spirit worked with me, bro. This the first fucking job I had in LA, working at Pullman's Yard. This before they started building all the shit. Nigga, that's motherfucking Underground Railroad. Like dead ass, when I was working there, I got video of it. You can stick your head in tunnels and it may sound weird, but you can feel that shit. I feel that shit as I'm talking about that shit. So some of these folks know what they building on top of. These cemeteries, these golf courses, them bitches ain't built there by coincidence. Them are mounds, them are pyramids. You be feeling that feel when you driving somewhere, cause nigga, that's you. You motherfucker be saying shit like, look, check me out. Motherfucker say some shit like, don't split that pole. Not even knowing why they saying that shit. But back in the day when the ancestors would run away from them plantations, not even run away something you do from a home, your house. Motherfuckers escaping from them prisons, they would say, don't split the pole. Ain't nobody just told you no shit and told you to say that shit and you just keep saying it. This a reminder of who you is and they waiting on you to pick up that phone, nigga. That's it. That's all. I'm here to tell you that motherfucker that's calling is us and we need you to pick up and run a three-way. You know how you run a three-way on county? We need you to run a three-way. Like motherfucking spirit say, I need some cool niggas. I need some niggas that don't give a fuck about cussing when they hold the Bible. Say fuck God and tell them why. Need some of that. Because we got all these politicians. Obama gave all the motherfuckers that's on the Epstein list motherfucking medals, man. All them motherfuckers, man. The nigga, man, I can go on and on, bro. This shit, and it's not coincidence, dog. New York was getting their ass blew the fuck out. Am I lying? Now they 3-1, nigga. I told you what's finna happen, man. I don't even think I'm telling you, they gonna fuck up New York. They gonna fuck it up and we finna see real day Babylon. Motherfuckers say the first time the world got wiped out is cause motherfucker was sinning and grinning, right? Talking about sodomy. You know what sodomy is? Pause, no Epstein. But sodomy is when you force yourself. Fuck whatever interest it is, you force yourself. So, you know the first person to force themselves on somebody in the book of Ball is a fucking angel. Not no fucking fleshly being. So the God that you pray to, that same God that say, bring me 1,500 virgins and you keep 2,500 of them, and these is young ladies. Not because they ain't got, right yet. These young women, this innocence. Start putting twos and fours together, nigga. We living in the game. You don't want to play? You gonna sit in the audience, bitch ass nigga? You gonna keep sitting? All right, cool. I want to play. I'm a scorer, nigga. And I got defense. And I got a chip on my shoulder. 5'6", act 6'5". One hell of a guy. Let's go. Yeah.
It's like that. What do you hope to? What message do you hope to, convey to people that are listening to you and that are supporting your products, and you know what I mean? Like what do you hope to gain from, what you're doing and what you're speaking on? And
I just want you to surrender the spirit. I could be fleshly, like, hey, I want you to spend some money. I want you to surrender the spirit. I want you to find that righteous path. That's it, that's all. Not perfection, no pun intended when I say this, but worthy of any title you bestow on yourself. I would say don't bestow any titles on yourself, but if you choose to bestow them on them, be the best version of that. Father, even, it's gonna sound weird, but if you a robber, be the best. Don't halfway do no shit. So I can't halfway do this spiritual shit, and this is not religion. The Spirit told me I don't have to be perfect. What is that? Perfection is probably only in the Creator's hands. So with that being said, I just have to be worthy. So I just want motherfuckers to, surrender the spirit. Not man, not woman, not a book, not gender, not no materialistic shit. That's it.
And you've also been getting a lot of support from cats like New Face. I know Deontay Kyle from Grits and Eggs podcast been supporting the brand.
Bro don't fuck with me. I'm gonna say that. He don't fuck with me. He don't fuck with me, man. But it's all good. I think it's a light-skinned nigga thing, man. It ain't enough room for light-skinned niggas. They be feeling like that and shit. I don't look at color. But I definitely been getting a lot of support. I know Killer Mike, 2 Chainz, like I said, New Face, I always run into him. He's very supportive. Caviar Club. In fact, I got to shout the homie out. He's one of my first supporters when it comes to ATL fashion. Bro put me in the game, and I've been running ever since. Like Cynthia Bailey, I done some work for her. Yeah, I've been working, bro. Yeah. So I get the support, but again, the Spirit told me just do my job, and it's gonna handle the rest. Yeah.
What would you say through all your experiences is one of the biggest life lessons that you've learned?
That everything's a lie, mostly, for real. It make everything so much easier. Like even when I'm disciplining my son, it's like I had moments where I realized, you ain't do this. The fucking system did this. Nigga, I'm not mad at you. I'm not disappointed in you either. It's them. Everything's a lie. Well, I had to find out that these niggas chose how many books of the Bible they was gonna put in the Bible. They chose, and then they put the Pope's first son as a depiction of Jesus. Like, come on, man. Fucking Statue of Liberty. Everything's a lie. Like, that's the biggest thing, bro. Fuck, tell me the truth. Like, I want some truth.
Yeah, don't tell me about Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny
Man,
or none of these other.
Nigga, Jingle Bells is about the slaves and them chasing them down with the chains and shit. Everything's a lie. Even with you telling me this, I pledge allegiance to the flag and that's a fucking spell we was doing. You were telling fucking Satan. And then I gotta get to this real quick. The valley. You ain't ever looked at the Arizona State flag with the big ass star and the rays. This shit is eerily similar to the picture of Jesus sitting on a donkey. We was promised 40 acres and a mule. You know what a mule is? It's a hybrid. What are we? Hybrids. Just not by coincidence. Again, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated and then they reversed what we was finna get, allegedly. This is all by design. That book is a book of past, present, and future. Some of us don't even understand there's probably more than one Moses. There's probably more than one Mary out here. And they had this feeling. But again, they've created a system where if you scared to tell your boy, your homegirl, I told one woman, hey, you won't fuck with me? Let's fast. Let's spiritually get yoked. This motherfucker, bruh. Never mind. But yeah, they like that. It's like that, dog.
And these books in the Bible, it's like, when one person tell a story and then it gets to the next person and then it gets to the next person, like these,
it never come back to you
right.
The
story gonna change, yeah. It's never
man,
the
creator didn't write that. Come on, man, the creator is some other, the niggas that was hanging with Jesus didn't write that.
Right.
It was niggas that were talking about Jesus 40 years later. Come on, man. Yeah. Like, come on, man. I gotta say, come on, man. Niggas be mad. I be on the TikTok with the book and fuck God. Like, fuck is you saying? Which one? Which one we talking about? We talking about ball? We talking about the Lord. We talking about the God of desert. We talking about the Lord of spirits. Which one? You talking about the nigga in Job 38 that was arguing like a nigga baby mama and say, hey, where was you when the sky was blue and the motherfucking morning stars was singing songs of joy? Who else is called a morning star in this book? Jesus, which would mean he's an angel. Niggas is mad at me. You praying to angels and gods and shit. You a god. I'm sorry.
Worthy, what else you working on, bro? What else you got coming up that you looking forward to that you can speak on?
I got a lot of shit coming up, man. The starting point is the pyramid, is spirituality. Everything's about building a community. We got some fashion shows coming at pool parties. I'm working with a few beautiful goddesses to help work on myself as well. I take it on myself to make sure they know that I'm very apologetic for making them feel unseen and unheard. You know, we talk a lot about Ra and not Mother Moon, so I have to acknowledge that as well. I think it's time, you know what I'm saying? So the healing, with retreats, motherfucker, whatever I could do to build up, because I ain't here to start problems and shit. You know, it's gonna be a war regardless, but I ain't here to start problems. But we gonna make this shit do what it do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I've heard you say we in the age of the enlightened black man.
We are, but I don't know if enlightened is the word, because if we in the Stranger Things, upside down world, maybe we in the age of the darkened black man and warm man. In fact, we shouldn't even say man, we should say warm man. And I say this because that's two individuals, but one word, warm and man. When you think about universe and when it gets split into uni and verses, that's one versus one, but when we united, you're a universe. That's why it's hard for us to, you know what I'm saying? It's so much separation. And we should be equally yoked, balance each other out. You may be smarter than me, you may be physically better fit than me. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
We care about the wrong shit.
And you got any shout outs you want to give?
I want to make sure I shout out Mayor Melton in Gary, Indiana. When I seen that nigga, I asked him, I said, you doing right by my city. As long as you're doing right by my city, I fuck with you. DJ K. Caesar, one of the dopest, if not the dopest DJ in the land. Like I said, my big bro, Kev James, E Battle, T Rich, Rich Alert, Ho Dollar, AKA Skull Dollar, Itty Bitty. Shit, I can go on and on. D Brown and done stuff with my son. You know, it takes a village. So again, I want to acknowledge everybody. People that I don't acknowledge charge my brain, not my spirit. That heart, I don't know what it really worked for. You know what I'm saying? That's just a vessel that pump. Other than that, the spirit. The spirit that created all this, the creator. Straight up. And me as well. Because again, it ain't hard to become fearful and get scared. But I'm taking back my authority, and that cockiness has become confidence. Yeah.
Man, that's what's up. Worthy, the surf ninja. Appreciate you pulling up, man, jumping off the porch with us, bro.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. You already know.
Can you feel it?